When people start to think about getting a divorce, the first person they typically think of consulting is a divorce attorney or mediator. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Divorce is likely the biggest financial transaction of your life, and attorneys and mediators are not financial experts. They understand the law, but they don't always understand the financial implications of the settlements that they negotiate. So today I'm going to share some examples of common scenarios that I see during divorce and things that you need to consider so that you can negotiate from a position of knowledge and confidence. Homes are one of the largest assets that most couples have and can be a major point of contention during divorce. The second mistake that I see people making is thinking that they'll just keep the house for a little while to reduce stress while going through the divorce, and then they'll sell it in a year or two. Depending how much equity you have in the home, however, this can be a big mistake. So let's take a look at the case of June and Dan. They have three assets: a house valued at $600,000 with equity of about $500,000, a 401k worth $50,000, and certificates of deposit worth $550,000. Dan really wants to keep the CDs, so he suggests that June just get the house and the 401k, and then she go ahead and sell the house. Everyone thought this is a great idea. They both end up with $550,000 in assets, and so the attorneys went ahead and drafted it up for them. But let's take a look at what happens when June actually sells the house. So based on the Tax Relief Act of 1997, if you've lived in your primary home for 2 of the last 5 years, you can exclude up to $250,000 of capital gains or $500,000 for a married couple from tax. Any amount above that will be taxed at the capital gains rate, which is 15% for most taxpayers. So the problem with the proposed settlement is that nobody took into account the fact that they bought this house 15 years ago for $150,000. So there was a $450,000 capital gain given the current value of $600,000. So when June sold the house, she claimed her capital gain exclusion of $250,000, but still had another $200,000 on which she owed capital gain tax. So she ended up paying $30,000 in federal taxes and another $10,000 in state taxes for a total of $40,000, which reduced her total settlement amount to $510,000. Well, Dan still got the full $550,000 that he received. So by not understanding this rule and selling the house shortly after the divorce, June ends up with a much smaller settlement than she would have had they just sold the house prior to the divorce and then went ahead and split the cash.